is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.
And welcome to this week's edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni here with Venice Indian head football coach John Peacock and coach final regular season game of the year, a home game at Powell Davis Stadium, and going against a team in the CAI Knights, or the Clearwater Academy International Knights, the team that beat us last year. And he came with a very, very entertaining, exciting game at 53-42 as the final score for the Indians in a victory.
Yeah, we started off really, really hot to start the game, and then they kind of chipped away, had some onside kicks, and a lot of scoring in the game. They kept answering, and they would get another onside kick,
right,
and then we would have to answer. And it was very, game that was very much back and forth, and finally sealed the victory with a Charles Lester pick six.
88 total plays by the Knights, which is, I think, the most I've ever charted in a regular season game, right, or anything. And then Venice had another, almost, I think, 76, 77 plays as well. So offense galore, a lot of plays being run. And both teams, credit to CAI, they did a nice job with their offense. Really good running back, more than capable quarterback, and some good athletes on defense as well.
Yeah, they're a very good football team. They're ranked number 30th in the entire state right now, currently, even after the loss to us. So that just tells you a little bit about how good a program they have and how good of a football team they have. They're fresh off of a win versus Lakeland. So they beat a Lakeland team who was the defending state champions and a storied program in our state. So that just tells you a little bit about them.
And when I went back to look at their record, was 5-4 going into the game, now 5-5. But there wasn't a game except for one, the last game they had played before they played us, where they weren't in a one-score contest one way or the other. They could have been 9-0 coming in. They were
one-point
good.
game against Edgewater, who's the number one team in 4M.
Yep.
A 2-point game against another, a Columbus. They played Columbus. They lost to Columbus in a very tight game. They lost to Homestead in a very tight game.
All playoff teams.
Lost to Edgewater in a tight game. Beat Lakeland. So they played they played a really tough schedule.
Yeah, in Riverview they beat them up in a Hail Mary at the end of the game.
Oh, scenario. I don't know. I know they did beat Riverview. I'm not sure how that
happened. But it was definitely
beat Riverview.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was a very good team, and I think it kind of gave you maybe a little bit of a battle test, ready to go in the playoffs. You went in there against a good team, and again had to pull, do a lot of things to get it done right, overcome the adversity of those onside kicks, and that we've. 3 of them have recovered. That's unprecedented in any situation. But overcame all that, and so I think you look back at it and say, do you want to have a game like that all the time? Probably not, but at least
I'm happy. I'm happy the way we responded. Yeah. We responded the same way we responded the entire season. Whether we came out with a win or a loss, but we responded that way when we played Armwood.
Right.
We went down the hole 28-0. We responded very, very well, and Friday night, we go into halftime with a 21-7 lead, and before we get the ball back, we're down 7.
Right.
I thought our team responded well. Both offensively and defensively. We came up with stops when we needed to, and we were able to put some points on the board when we needed to.
Jaden Glasser with a nice game, moving the ball to different receivers again.
Right.
But Gator Wilder with 177 and 4 touchdowns. Really sort of made a splash against the Knights.
How many carries do you have? 22?
24 is what I think he ended up having.
Season high, probably.
Season high for him for sure.
Right. I was one thing I was happy about is it's the first time I can remember in quite some time that we did a 4-minute offense.
Okay.
We didn't go fast at the end. If you noticed, we kind of milked some clock there at the end, and then Gators scored with 2 minutes left to go, somewhere around there. But I thought I was real happy with the way we handled that, because they loaded up and they were kind of selling out to stop the run, and we were able to take chunks away, and Gator ran really hard, and at the end he finally busted one, I think, for 15 yards for a touchdown. It's
super, super important to be able to do something when the other team knows you're going to do it.
Right.
Hey, they're going to run here. This is what they're going to do, and then you can have success doing it. I think that lends itself moving forward in the playoffs, where you're like, when we need that, we feel like there's that bit of confidence in the back of your head that you.
And that's for all football teams. You see games every weekend and every Sunday.
Yeah.
on Friday night where you could close out a game if you just get a first down. And I was watching film again with CAI. They were playing somebody, and the other team had a chance to put the game away, but they fumbled the ball.
Right.
Fumbled the ball away. Then they made some bad decisions, and they were able to come back. So. That's what I was really happy about after the game. Like, we closed the game out. We ran the ball. They knew we were running the ball, and we were able to get some first downs.
Yeah, no doubt. So 53-42 was the final score. We'll do this right now. We're at Bogies, before I forget to say that. And we always give you what we ate, and you went a whole new route.
Something totally new. Yeah, I went fried shrimp basket.
Yeah, so the totally different thing. And I went with a chicken wrap, but you kind of custom make how you want it. But you ordered those onion rings, and it caught my eye. So I did.
I was trying to get everything fried tonight. Bottom line, like whatever meat, I want you to fry it.
Fry that Arnold Palmer up. Fry everything up.
They wouldn't fry the coleslaw for me, but I want everything fried.
Well, you didn't ask. I mean, it might have happened.
That's true,
you never know. So again, thanks to Bogies for having us each and every week here at the John Peacock Coaches Show. We'll take a break right now, come back and do the highlights from the game, which there are going to be plenty of them, I'm sure. So we'll see how we looked and how everything looked on tape when we come back here to Bogies right after this.
We would like to take a moment to thank these sponsors for making this show a possibility. Jenkins Chevrolet, State College of Florida, Bogies of Venice, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Absolute Aluminum, Chick-fil-A Pelican Plaza, Douglas Jeep, and Lightning Fast Car Wash.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And welcome back to the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, like I said, 88 plays for the Knights and 70-plus plays for the Indians. I'm sure you plucked out a good amount of highlights for this week.
I had a lot to choose from.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's get started.
One thing I thought we started off the game unbelievably on offense. We were going very fast. We executed. We made plays. I think we had one drop ball in that first series, but other than that, I thought we did really well. Alvin ran the ball very well. We had some great blocking up front. I thought the first series went really smooth. CJ had like 3 touches in that first series.
He did.
I think everyone might have touched the ball in that first series. On the field, all of our receivers, our running backs. But again, the offensive line did a great job finishing. And
I noticed they're downfield blocking. A lot of downfield blocking.
Yeah, great
receivers
effort, great
blocking
finish.
real well too.
We had some big holes there at the beginning of the game, and they kind of adjusted. They adjusted after that. And started doing a little bit better jobs picking up the run stuff. But I thought we did a really good job opening the game and getting down there. I think it took 2 minutes maybe.
Yes, it was quick.
And we ran quite a few plays in those 2 minutes. I thought we did a great job of tempoing them, getting on the ball quick and running our offense.
I think this is where so Carl gets it in for the touchdown here.
Yes.
And again, you're putting the ball in his hands any way you can. You know what I mean? You get him on some run plays, and he's elusive.
For sure. He's special with the ball in his hand. There's no doubt about that.
Like I said,
a little bit of light show there. We had a lot of light shows going on Friday night.
Very effective and very, very, that drive was great. And this is your
then Griffin Gassati, we were able to get a 2-point from Griffin here.
Yeah, he snuck in there. I thought for a second he wasn't going to make it. And nice athleticism to kind of know when to kind of make that leap.
Griffin does a nice job with the ball in his hand, too. He is a
very athletic.
He's a very good football player, especially with the ball in his hand.
And not big, but they were a big football team.
Oh, yeah.
They have big guys, real big guys.
We played, like I said, really well at times. They have a really good back. I talked to him about it before the game. He's
Number 8,
he's one of the best backs in the state, and that's not coming from me. That's coming from recruiters.
He's that. When they ran that little draw play to him, man, that was tough to stop after a little while.
And the quarterback's obviously getting better each week. He is a freshman, We'd had some good pressure on them, but they did a nice job offensively. And especially I think having to play 87 or 86 snaps on our defense. That's another thing that kind of hurts you a little bit, especially with you're going back to back to back series because you're getting onside kicks. That makes it even tougher.
Good throw there, Jace Barksdale.
Jace had a nice night. Yeah, he had some really good catches. I think he had two big fourth down catches.
Yep, and over 120 yards of receiving for him as well.
Here's another one. Yeah, Jace does a nice job, picking up what he can. Ryan there blocking. They're getting better. The receivers are getting a lot better blocking, which is that's just going to help our offense.
Every team that we've ever had that's been excellent, there's always been guys blocking down the field with the receivers. And there's Gator.
Yeah, Gator. He didn't have a big explosive.
No, I think it's
just very consistent.
Longest run
10 to
maybe 20, 30 yards. Yeah.
That was a nice. Those are nice runs when you're just moving people out of the way.
That's it. Good quick throw and catch right there.
Very close to getting it in. We didn't get it in, but we have a little bit different version here of our jumbo package now that Downs is out, but still effective.
you can't go wrong in this situation, right? You got Gator or Macho with the ball possibly in their hands.
Well, that's Gator. Macho was leading, and we just kind of put an extra guy in the mix as far as leading.
There you go. Nice play by Ryan Daly and Chris Lee on that one.
Chris Lee had some big plays at moments. He had some big stops, and I think he had a big sack at the end.
He did. He had a big stat line as well as Eli Seed did as well. He had.
Yeah.
They a lot of snaps, so you're going to get 14 to 18 tackles in a game when that happens.
Ryan's starting to really play well with his hands, and that's one thing that as a defensive lineman, when you learn how to do that, play with your hands and play your gap, and then get off blocks, you're just going to become better. You're a better football player.
Yeah, Papatanakis and Charles Lester. Charles has played the physicality of his game seems to have ramped up the last
a lot better
6-7 weeks.
And that was one of the questions about him. But he has definitely been a much more physical player.
And they're down near our goal line here. I think we do a good job of holding them up here.
Yeah, we have a good play here. Lester, that was on fourth down, I believe. Third or fourth down.
Third, and I think they try a field goal and it miss.
No,
it's blocked.
We blocked it. Dalen blocked it. He made me wear it much aware to get his block party T-shirt.
Yeah, because we actually, fortunately, we had replay up there and we could see that with the ball.
Yeah,
the flight of the ball changed when
he definitely
went by there.
Yeah.
I think that ball was tipped.
We definitely had some chances to make some plays. Just kind of ball that bounced our way the entire time. So Dalen came up with a pick. Both our corners came up with a pick. That's a good thing.
I don't know if he saw the block or saw the penalty, but
the guy spun. I think he saw it late.
And now they're running their version of a wildcat right here.
We held them out. We did a good job. I want to say we had 3 goal line stops in the first half, that's huge.
Yeah, they were frustrated. I can promise you. You could tell
because they got down there. It's second down. The sticks are up since first down. They were inside the 10, for 4 plays and didn't get in.
That number 7, he's a big tight end. He's a tough one to hold back too.
This is a big confidence booster though for your defense to be able to do this and keep him out of the end zone. You see Dalen has a nice play there. I don't know if that was fourth down. I think it was third down, and then fourth down's coming up. No, that was fourth down.
That was because there's a celebratory cannon shot. Good quick pass right there.
Yep. You never know when number 2 gets the ball.
When he turns that quick, he's at full speed if you don't put your hands on him.
He's not very easy to tackle. You don't get to him quick. And
this is when they were giving him 10-yard cushions.
Yeah,
and you couldn't help but take it every time. Why would you not?
It's surprisingly, but this is one of our best drives working down the field. Just very consistent on it, and we ended up not scoring this drive. even though we were very methodical, moving on the field, like 5-6 yards a pop, and I love that. I love that stuff right there.
Well, it was funny because they were just trying to punch the ball out more than they were trying to tackle him, and he just said, "I'm gonna keep moving if you keep doing that." There's that space they were given to.
I think CJ had maybe 4 or 5 catches that drive, and again, we just weren't able to come up with a touchdown there at that drive. And see, they kicked to CJ, and he nearly takes it to the house.
Yeah.
So
good job by the guy on the outside a little bit.
Yes, that was Chris Lee. But I think they decided since they did that, they were just going to onside every time after. Well, hey, it's not the dumbest thing in the world. I mean, they got 3 of them, and they didn't give CJ a chance to return it.
Nope. And at that point, you're like you're there to win. There's nothing else for them.
That's their last game,
right? So they're going to go. Everything's all out. Jaden with a good run. I do believe this is one of Gators' touchdowns.
Yeah, but I think we score here. Unless this is a 2-point conversion.
No, I think this is the touchdown.
This is touchdown. Oh, it walks right in. Yeah, we did a really nice job up front there. The up-backs didn't really have anybody to block, and then I think we went for 2 because we had missed. That was the next one.
There was a fumbled snap and then a little blocking problem there too.
Another great play by Charles.
Yes. I think this is it. Are they in their sequence right now where they are? This is the second half now.
This is the second half.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, we're in the onside sequence.
Right there.
Yeah.
Thought he had it and dropped. Everybody dropped it there.
Yeah, he did. He had it right in his chest.
Good play.
Yeah, good play. We did make some good plays. And played very well at times.
That was Galloway on that tackle. Another one in the backfield. And that's Judson getting on his back and going for a little ride.
Yeah, Daly almost had a nice play in the backfield there.
Just missed him right there as well.
You know who played really well and might not have showed up on the stat line is Charles. Not Lester, but Ashari Charles. When they were pulling those guards and tackles on the counter, I mean he was closing that gap and really giving really taking on that puller really well.
You're right. It didn't show up on the stat line, but he had a solid game.
Yes.
That was Matulovic on the.
Yeah, great play by Matulovic.
We had a little discussion with the hand down. Was that?
Yeah, I think our kids made some noise.
Okay.
I think that was the issue, the problem. This is the big 4th down play by Jace. Did a nice job there.
Yeah, keeping his feet moving and running out of that tackle. It's kind of hard not to mention big number 59 on them, who was returning kicks. Not by choice, but by we forced him to.
Yeah,
big 285-pound defensive tackle, and he was.
He's going to Notre Dame.
Well, he's got good hands. He's on the hands team too.
Is he on the hands team?
Yeah. On our onside kick, which I would imagine is on here.
Does a nice job pulling that ball out there.
See if it pops up. But he was on the hands team.
Yeah, he returned. He returned quite a few kicks.
He returned all of them.
This is a good play. Our Gator does have a big explosive coming up.
He scores from.
I think it's coming up right here.
And you can see they're running sort of an exotic defense at this point. Like, who do you block?
Yeah, there's one guy with his hand down. They got me once. We pre-snapped them and. This is Gators run. Yeah.
He just sets up Peevely for the block and then just takes it to the outside.
We pre-snapped them and they were showing what they were doing, showed their hand, and I called a play, and then they adjusted. They pulled out of it, and it caused us to throw an interception. So there's Ashari. When I was talking about taking on that puller and making a great play there.
Jaden with some time there, and that's a big time throw right there,
Yeah.
and a big time catch. If you
Big
saw the
time
catch,
yes.
he sort of snatched it out of the
Really,
air.
really strong hands. And he makes another Barksdale makes another big play on 4th down coming up here in the 4th quarter.
Because this is where we're going back and forth.
Yeah, this was we had a little play set up here, and
The gnat. I'll just run it in.
yeah, good decision, great decision. That was a 2-point conversion play.
And I think this is where we onside.
Yeah,
So watch,
we got a personal
there he
foul.
is. He's right on the.
Oh, that's not that's not the hand. That's just a regular return.
I don't know. He's,
It must be the hand signal because he is back.
See, there he goes. He went right for the kicker. He went right past the ball. They had that scouted out, but they didn't get a hold of it. And maybe he was in there just to go block the kicker out of there, but he was on the front. The ball could have went right to him.
I could tell you, our kicker probably didn't want to do it again. That was all him coming at him.
That was it. And that play in particular was one that onside that gave us a big momentum boost because getting the scoring and getting the ball.
Oh yeah,
right
finally
back.
getting that ball back. Yeah. Give them a little dose of their own medicine.
Yeah, especially if three in a row was.
Yeah, this is 4th down. This is a 4th down play here. This is where Barksdale makes a nice play.
Yeah, right there, and he gets out of the tackle. He tried to jump it, and Jace gets his second one of the night. There's Galloway in the backfield with Seed.
Seed is very consistent, really good football player for us.
Just like the guy's nose for the ball. You see him kind of hunting around, and he's
right there
all the time.
Their center's committed to USC.
That's the one. Okay, I
Yeah.
knew somebody was going to USC. Yeah. Here's Ashari again, making a play in the backfield. I think we ended up having, I would say, maybe a good 8 tackles for loss, 8 or 9 tackles for loss, which is, then
When you got 83 plays, you're going to have. This is a 4th down play here.
And he just, this
is Chris Late.
He saw a big wave of green coming at him right there and said, make a business decision on that one.
And then this is where I was talking about earlier, where we were running a 4-minute offense and we were trying to shorten the game here.
Because we don't see Venice isn't really standing around too much.
No, you can see we're going slow.
Yep.
Cameraman wasn't ready for that. So,
he was at the old tempo or the regular tempo.
And we're able to, get some yards here. I think, probably a little bit too many yards. At 1st down and 10, we'd have made took us 3 downs to get a first down. But instead Gator wants to score. We should have. Again, nice finish to his run. I mean, he had a really good night. Ran the ball hard. Little bit different. Showed a little bit different part of his game.
Yeah.
This week compared to what it's been.
He showed a guy that he can handle 24 yards. 24 carries, I should say. That's for sure. That's the big tight end I mentioned before.
He's a really good football player. He is a really good football player. And then this was a 4th down. We didn't get the 4th down here at the end, and then it sets them up for a chance to win the game. But my man Charles Lester was not going to let me down here.
They went right at him, and he was ready for it. There's no doubt about it.
They had a little bit of a miscommunication with their receivers.
Boom. But he was jumping at. He read his eyes the whole way. And if he takes it, if he goes down, the game's over officially at that point. But there's no way you're not going to run that thing back in the end zone when you.
So that's it. I think that was his first pick six. He said it was his first pick six ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad he got it in that game for sure. And for sure, a lot of highlights. And again, 53-42 victory for the Indians. And again, now it's playoff time. Home game on Friday night. So what we'll do is, Coach, we'll take a break, come back, and tell them all the particulars about our opponent and what to expect and what time everything's going to happen this coming Friday night. Be back here with the John Peacock Coach Show right after this.
We would like to take a moment to thank these sponsors for making this show a possibility. Jenkins Chevrolet, State College of Florida, Bogies of Venice, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Absolute Aluminum, Chick-fil-A Pelican Plaza, Douglas Jeep, and Lightning Fast Car Wash.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
Welcome back to the John Peacock Coach Show. And Lakewood Ranch Mustangs, our opponent. We found out Sunday morning. They're coming to Powell Davis Stadium 7:30 this Friday night. And what can you tell us real quick about Lakewood Ranch? And again, everybody needs to be out there. It's playoff time.
Well, Lakewood Ranch is they're in the playoffs,
right?
And there's 8 teams in our region that made the playoffs out of probably 50 teams in the region,
right?
So we're going to treat every game like it's a state championship game. We're going to take one game at a time, and the most important game right now is Lakewood Ranch. And then if we're fortunate enough to win Friday night, then we'll talk about what's next. But I think the teams that really stay locked into one game at a time.
Right.
And this is the game, and this is the game that matters most. Those will be the ones that continue to move on each week.
Preparation, obviously, all year long, getting to this point, met your goal in regards to getting to the playoffs. Number 1 seed in the region, another big goal. Now it's just taking on like you said, the next opponent and whoever that may be, and you win in advance.
Right.
In advance, and you're going to get what you get. You can try to predict it a million times. We've all tried to do it, and it never seems to work out the way you think it's going to.
The teams that people think they're going to win or the favorites typically do not. So we just want to make sure that we take every game with the highest importance, and we treat it like it's a state championship game.
No doubt. Again, if you can make it out to the game, 7:30, Powell Davis Stadium. Ticket prices are a little higher because it's run by the state, so it'll be a little different with that. And then also our live stream will be run through NFHS network to start off with, and then but you'll be able to get that. Just go to NFHS.com, and you should be able to find all that there as well. So if you can't make it, obviously the live stream is available to you guys in that format. But it'll be us. It'll also be our same thing. With that, Coach, again, another good show, a good year. I mean, the regular season's wrapped up. You got to look back and say there's some things you probably would have, you're where you're at, where you wanted to be. And so I think so you got to be relatively pleased with that.
Yeah, there's that's like you said, we accomplished our goal, and if we continue to win, we should be at home the remaining for at least the remaining of the regional championship games, and then after that we'll see where kind of everyone falls. But like you said, we did our job. We won the district, and we have home field advantage in the playoffs.
And in our region, a lot of familiar names. So you'll see our region. It'll be some of the teams we've played and some teams from our district. So we'll definitely get to see some familiar faces the first 3 rounds. With that, Coach, thanks again for coming. As always, enjoying a regular season. Now we get to really enjoy the playoffs in this nice little.
The weather's getting great. It's dark outside early. It's gonna be.
It's football season.
The light show will be better in the dark.
It's deep into football season, so we're really happy with that. With that, thank you guys for watching again. See you next time on the John Peacock Coaches Show.
What time is it? Game time. 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 Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.